How does your mood affect things at work? A new study claims being in a bad mood may actually be good for productivity. So some people, if they're in a bad mood, they're more easily able to focus, they're better at managing their time, and they prioritize better. In this case, this is a study out of Canada at the University of Waterloo. They looked at 95 participants. But what was unique is that it was the extroverts who benefited from being in a bad mood. The introverts, if they were in a bad mood, they were less productive.
Well, maybe if you're extroverted, you're so busy going around and socializing and doing everything that you don't actually sit down and focus.
That you have
so
all this extra
mood,
energy that you're spending being a social butterfly or an extrovert or whatever, that in a bad mood, it tones that down a little bit, and you actually spend less time being an extrovert and you're more productive.
Yeah,
bad
you're
mood
less
is
distracted. And
yeah, I'll tell you right now, for me, bad mood does not increase my productivity.
Really?
But I'm also more of an introvert at baseline. Bad mood,
that's part
I can't focus on work. I just.
Well, it's part of our training though, as doctors, as surgeons, whatever, that we have to be able to function and still do our job professionally no matter what mood we're in. And I think I just came with having done it so long.
Well, and especially in a service industry. So as a doctor, you're in a service industry when push comes to shove, as are so many other professions. And so if you're in a bad mood, you have to leave it at the door, because you go in and see your first patient of the day, you cannot bring a bad mood into that room.
No,
and so if you can, for an extrovert who maybe is in a bad mood and wants to be more productive, if they can channel that into the productivity without maybe letting the people they know they're working with know they're in a bad mood, then this is interesting. I don't know what you do. If you're an extrovert now, do you read some depressing article before you go into work to put you in a bad mood?
No,
I don't know how to use this.
I think to both of your points, physicians are in kind of a specific kind of situation where we have to compartmentalize all the time. So you might come out of one patient's room where you've just talked to them about a devastating, serious diagnosis, and you can't carry that mentality into the next room, because you're just going to depress and take away the hope of the next patient you see. So I think we become very professional and very skilled at separating that. But I think if you're an extrovert and you're trying to maintain your productivity, yeah, keep it to yourself. Just internalize that, compartmentalize, and use it as your fuel to do what you need to do.
Let's just say you have a big assignment, and we'll use the example of it's a writing assignment, and you're an extrovert, and you know you need to focus, but you're in a great mood, and you can't focus. Do you purposely do something to put yourself in a bad mood? This is a little bit of a dangerous territory or dangerous game. Because think about that. If you're an extrovert, you can't focus. And I actually have plenty of friends who are sometimes unable to focus, and they are very extroverted. And nowadays, there's always something to grab your attention, whether it be social media or all the things that are around us. Do you actually, maybe there's a book that you read that puts you in a bad mood? I don't know.
I think pretty much all you have to do these days is turn on the news.
That's
and
what
that's
I said.
enough.
I mean, I said turn on the news, we'll do it.
It actually is a good point. Because I am an introvert in some ways, and I like to be in a good mood at work, I don't check the news until I'm done with work. And then you're right, I'm in a bad mood, because almost always it's negative. Even if something good happened that day, we're not gonna hear about it. We're gonna hear about all the bad stuff. But I do think this is an opportunity for people to take stock of, no matter what your work may be, think about how your mood may affect your productivity or how you're performing at work. I don't think anyone should compromise a good mood, because to me, being in a good mood, those are days to be treasured. But if you find yourself as an extrovert in a good mood and unable to focus on your tasks, maybe you just being aware of this study will help you in and of itself. Okay, I'm in a great mood. I need to tone it down.
Yeah, we're all gonna have
I think
setbacks.
one nice thing I've learned from this show is just how important it is to know yourself and just kind of understand your own rhythm and how you function and what environment is going to work.
And you're always
best
going to
for
have stressors that are going to put you, or going to want to put you in a bad mood. You've got to learn how to cope with that, how to deal with that, find a way to put you back in at least a better mood. I know for you, it may be that cup of coffee, right?
Well, today, Dr. Ordon, it's a cup of tea.
For you, maybe it's
Earl Grey.
your screensaver of you and your kids and your dog.
That's
right?
true.
That's sort of
Yeah.